This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Tuesday, April 10. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. Our top story this afternoon, a Christchurch family has been plunged into mourning for the second time in a decade. 10 years after he lost his brother to the Joes River tragedy, Andrew Harewood woke up this morning to the death of his younger brothers Ricardo and Mark. They died in a house fire around midnight last night. Harewood said he had some suspicions as to the cause of the death.
I talk to them every day about smoking cigarettes and can't any drunk. I tell them, number one, a cigarette do not out. They don't out. And them is drink alcohol. Alcohol is light. So I figured out one and drop asleep with the cigarette and it catch up in there. That time I just sleep in. The heat is over me up. Actually, every boy down here is sleeping. That's the first that bung up. And tell neighbor call the fire service. A fire above here.
The charred remains of the two men were discovered at the scene of the house fire around midnight at Fairview, Christchurch. The property was a wooden house with an additional wood and galvanized structure attached to the rear. In other news this afternoon, do not abandon the sugar industry. That was the appeal from Chief Agriculture Officer Lennox Chandler this morning at Cardi's Open Day. Sugar has been on the decline for the past several decades in Barbados. However, officials are predicting an increase of 10% in this year's harvest. Chandler says stakeholders now need to be more creative in advancing the sugar industry.
Sugarcane is a critical crop for Barbados' agro-ecological system. Anybody who understands the system in Barbados will know that sugarcane is almost a perfect crop for us, and we need to have it to be planted in rotation with other crops. And therefore I want to see a modernized sugarcane industry where innovation and science and technology is applied to the production of various products from the sugarcane. And I keep saying all the time, if Barbados used to produce grapes, I don't know if we would have wine. We would just eat raw grapes and we're not trying to figure out how to produce wine. We have sugarcane, trying to figure out what we can do with the damn sugarcane and stop just trying to abandon it. It's what we have and it's what's suitable for us. Let us put our heads together and find out what we can do with sugarcane, come up with products that we can sell to the rest of the world.
Barbados will soon set up a film and digital media commission charged with attracting more TV and commercial producers as well as still photographers to the island. Culture Minister Stephen Lashley revealed this plan last night in his address to the launch of a one-week film festival hosted by the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. It is being held in collaboration with the Canadian Museum, Science North.
In the area of film in particular, you will be pleased to know that the ministry is currently in the process of developing a policy to guide the establishment of a Barbados Film and Digital Media Commission, the main objectives of which will be to market Barbados internationally to attract foreign production companies to use Barbados as a film location for feature film, television dramas, documentaries, music, videos, cinema, and television commercials, and still photographic shoots, and also to develop efficient systems in cooperation with the various government departments for the processing of permits, licenses, and official assistance which such foreign production companies may require prior to and during their visit to Barbados, and also to provide information on local companies and individuals who can provide services for the visiting production companies.
Meanwhile, in her address to the launch, Canadian High Commissioner to Barbados, Marie Legault, called for greater promotion of the Concord experience.
It is not the first time that Science North has partnered with Barbados. In 2007, when the Concord experience was created, Science North was the producer of the multimedia presentation. I don't know if everybody knows that. Every time I visit the museum, Concord experience, I'm always sincerely, incredibly amazed by this incredible jewel that Barbados has. And I would advocate that it would benefit from a more aggressive promotional strategy aimed at the tourism market here because it is really unique. It definitely represents a very successful partnership between Science North and the Barbados Museum, and a Barbados Museum, and I'm hopeful that the current partnership between Science North and the Barbados Museum and Historical Society will be just as successful in their future projects.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. Trinidad and Tobago has apologized to Dominica following last month's decision by Port of Spain to vote against a waiver on Dominica's quota for the OAS for 2018-2019. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM Affairs told the Senate yesterday that he had contacted his counterpart in Roseau, Francine Barron, to offer his apologies. Last week, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said he was shocked and embarrassed following the March 23rd vote. On the international scene, Yulia Cripple has been released from hospital more than 5 weeks after she and her father, a former Russian spy, were poisoned with a nerve agent. The attack has sparked one of the biggest crises in the West's relations with the Kremlin since the Cold War. We get the details in this Reuters report.
British media, citing anonymous sources, say that she is now in a secure location. She'd only woken up in the hospital 2 weeks ago. Her father is still under care, although he's said to be recovering rapidly.
Although he's recovering more slowly than Yulia, we hope that he too will be able to leave hospital in due course.
What's next for the family is less clear. Father Sergei had been living in the United Kingdom since he was released from Russia in a prisoner exchange in 2010. There have been suggestions his daughter would attempt to follow suit after the poisoning incident, but there has also been a report that the British government would seek to resettle them in the United States under new identities. The Sunday Times newspaper says MI6 and the CIA have been in discussions over it, believing the U.S. was the most obvious country to protect them. If not there, then one of the allies, Canada, Australia, or New Zealand.
And that's news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good afternoon.